Welcome back. So today we are cutting through all of the noise and confusion out there to give you the one thing you really need, a definitive blueprint for building bigger, stronger biceps. Seriously, if you want to add some real size to your arms, you're in the right place.
I mean, you've probably asked yourself this question a million times, right? Is it doing more reps? Is it lifting heavier weight? Is there some secret exercise that everybody's hiding from you? Well, the good news is it's actually way simpler than you think. In this explainer, we're going to break down the actual science and give you a super clear, actionable plan.
All right, let's get right into it. Before we even think about touching a weight, we need to understand the foundation, how muscles actually grow in the first place. I promise you, getting this part right is the most critical step to seeing the results you want.
Okay, so muscle growth really just boils down to these four core principles. First up, you need mechanical tension, which is just a fancy way of saying you have to lift weights that are actually challenging. Second, you have to use a full range of motion. You got to work the entire muscle, from a deep stretch all the way to a full contraction. Third is progressive overload. This one is huge. It just means you have to get stronger over time, either by adding a little more weight or doing a few more reps. And finally, and this is a big one, none of it matters without proper protein and recovery. That's when your body actually rebuilds the muscle bigger and stronger.
And here's exactly why we do different kinds of curls. See, the bicep doesn't just bend your elbow. A huge part of its job is to twist your forearm, to turn your palm upwards. That move is called supination. So if you want to fully develop your biceps, your workout has to challenge both of those functions, not just one.
So, now for the fun part. Let's see how all that science actually translates into our workout. I want you to think of these next 5 exercises as your essential toolkit. If you can master these, you'll have absolutely everything you need to build some seriously impressive arms.
First on the list, the king, the barbell curl. This is your #1 movement for building overall size and mass. And why is that? It's simple. It lets you handle the most weight, which creates that all-important mechanical tension we just talked about. This is where you really build your foundation of strength.
Next up, we've got the classic dumbbell curl. Now, the magic of using dumbbells is that each arm has to work on its own. This is fantastic for fixing any strength imbalances you might have between your left and right sides. It also lets you really emphasize that forearm twisting motion, that supination, for a much stronger, much tighter peak contraction.
Now we move on to the hammer curl. This movement, with that neutral, palms facing in grip, it's a game changer. It primarily targets a muscle called the brachialis, which actually sits underneath your main bicep muscle. And let me tell you, developing this often ignored muscle is the real secret to adding serious thickness and width to your upper arm.
You know, understanding this difference is so crucial if you want well-rounded arms. Think of it like this. Standard palm-up curls build the height or the peak of your bicep. But hammer curls, they build up that brachialis muscle underneath, which physically pushes that peak up higher and makes your whole arm look wider and denser from the front. You absolutely need both for that complete look.
Ah, the preacher curl. This one is all about pure, honest isolation. By bracing your upper arm against that pad, you completely take away your ability to use momentum. You can't cheat the weight up with your back or your shoulders. It forces the bicep, and only the bicep, to do all the work. And that leads to an incredibly intense and focused contraction. And last but not least in our toolkit, the incline dumbbell curl. Lying back on an inclined bench lets your arms hang behind your body, which puts a really unique and deep stretch on the long head of the bicep at the bottom of the movement. Trust me, that greater range of motion is a powerful stimulus for new growth, and it's fantastic for helping to build a taller, more defined bicep peak.
Okay, so we've got the science down, and we've got our toolkit of exercises. Now, let's put it all together into the ultimate blueprint, something you can take straight to the gym this week and get started.
So here it is. This workout combines every single thing we just covered into one powerful routine. You start heavy with barbell curls for that raw mass. Then you hit that deep stretch with the incline curls. You build that arm thickness with the hammer curls, and you finish it all off with the intense, isolated contraction of the preacher curls. Doing this routine twice a week is pretty much ideal for stimulating consistent growth.
But listen, you have to remember this. The work you do in the gym is only half the battle. That's just the signal for growth. The actual growing happens while you're resting and eating. So let's quickly cover the essential support structure for all your hard work.
This number right here, this is non-negotiable for anyone who's serious about building muscle. You should be aiming for somewhere between 1.6 and 2.2 grams of protein for every kilogram of your body weight, every single day. Protein is literally the building blocks, the amino acids your body needs to repair those damaged muscle fibers and rebuild them bigger and stronger.
I absolutely love this quote because it puts everything into perfect perspective. You can have the best, most dialed-in workout plan on the planet, but if your nutrition and your recovery aren't on point, you simply will not see the results you're working so hard for in the gym. It's just that simple. All right, before we wrap this up, let's quickly talk about what not to do. Knowing these common mistakes will help you avoid those frustrating plateaus that stall out so many people's progress. Think of this as your essential don't do this list.
Let's just run through these because they are absolute progress killers. Swinging the weights? Come on, you're just using momentum from your hips and back, not putting tension on your biceps. Using partial reps? You're cheating yourself out of the most important parts of the lift. Same goes for lifting way too heavy with bad form. That just puts all the stress on your joints instead of the muscle. And while high reps are fine sometimes, if you only use light weight, you miss out on that critical mechanical tension. It all comes down to a lack of mind-muscle connection. You have to feel the bicep contract, not just move away from point A to point B.
So to wrap this all up, let's just review the 5 golden rules. 1. Always use a full range of motion. 2. Consistently get stronger over time with progressive overload. 3. Use a smart mix of different exercises to hit the muscles from all angles. 4. Fuel your body with enough protein and get enough sleep. And number 5, maybe the most important, be consistent. Progress is built brick by brick, week after week. It's not going to happen in one heroic workout.
And there you have it. That's the complete blueprint, from the science of how muscles grow to the exact exercises and plan you can use in the gym. All the information you need is right here, so the only question left is, are you ready to get to work?